Does anybody know what month we're in? Can anybody tell me what month we're in? Zanaya? June, which I write as 06.
Alexandra Galán is a first-grade bilingual teacher at Seymour Dual Language Academy in Syracuse, New York. This is her first year of teaching.
What's a botanist?
A person that studies plants.
All right, Lexi, that was a beautiful answer. Kiss your brain.
Throughout the year, she has been working with 2 instructional coaches.
In the beginning of the year, I knew that there were going to be a lot of people coming in and out of the room. And that made me more nervous than it being my first year, because I'm like, what if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing? What if my kids are just all over the place? But as the months went on, I got pretty used to it.
Daniels and Lillian Zayas are coaches who specialize in strategies that can support English language learners. They are there to help Ms. Galán grow as a teacher.
Without coaching, teachers are kind of isolated and they're on this island and they're not sure which direction they're supposed to head. And coaching kind of helps to provide that direction.
Ms. Galán agrees that this support can make a difference and that how the feedback is given matters.
I think what makes a good coach is somebody who is willing to give feedback, but also support you with that feedback. So not just come in and say, hey, I want you to change this, or I don't really like how you do this, but also give you the resources you may need to get there.
I think the way you communicate the information to the teacher is key here, because their reaction is how they're going to take the feedback. So being as positive as possible and making it, let's do this together. We're a team. How are we going to work on this?
One area where the coaches have been helping Ms. Galán is around student engagement.
Last time we were here, Lillian and we talked to you about how we can increase student engagement. We saw more opportunities for kids to engage. Would you agree?
I definitely think so. I tried to put in as many questions for them to answer as possible, even if I was being a little repetitive, just to get them to talk to each other more.
Yeah, absolutely.
The conversation offers an opportunity for the coaches to suggest ideas on how Ms. Galán can build upon what she's been doing in the classroom.
Another suggestion is to hold them accountable for listening to their partners, perhaps having them repeat what their partner says so that you know that they actually are turning and talking with each other.
So have them, rather than them sharing what they want to answer,
Right.
have them share what their partner said. So
Right.
so-and-so said,
Right.
whatever.
And that's holding them accountable to listening to their partners.
Okay.
So I think that when you set those expectations, kids are, number one, going to know exactly what you want them to do, and you're going to be modeling that linguistic load. So my favorite snack is, it comes from a plant, because then they'll have that language frame that they can build off of each other and sort of just increases the rigor of the activity.
The coaches are also there to take time to answer Ms. Galán's questions and provide some encouragement along the way.
Being in front of the room is definitely nerve-wracking. What do you do when you're up there and you kind of lose your spot and you're nervous and you're putting on a show for these 24 little munchkins?
I think you're doing a great job, because one of the things that I do notice is that you have a relationship with all your students. I mean, whether it's kissing the brain or saying how I just love how you worked that out or you thought that out. You really do take the time to notice what they're doing and to give them that positive feedback.
Oh, thank you.
You're doing a great job.
Oh,
You really are.
I'm trying. I really am, because it's so hard. Sorry.
But you know what? You are
You're
doing
natural.
exactly what you should.
Yeah.
You know, in the past we've had conversations, and then you take that feedback so well and implement it the next day. And it's a process. You know, nobody's the best teacher that they're ever going to be the first year. There's a learning curve, there's a lot to learn, and you're taking those nerves and that anxiety and fueling it into something that's really great. So you should be proud of that.
Finally, the coaches are able to provide suggestions on some areas where Ms. Galán can continue to grow, like managing small group work.
I would also recommend when you're transitioning students, so you've got one group of kids working here, and those kids were all super engaged with what you were saying. But over here, we had students that finished the task. Maybe they could have developed a sentence to support
Yeah.
it. When they're done with that, maybe they could have flipped the paper over and drawn something that comes from plants. Just to have those things in your back pocket so that you can really focus with these kids here and know that these kids over here are still engaged with the content at high levels.
When a coach comes in to give feedback, it's sometimes hard to hear because even though you know you're not perfect, it's hard to hear that you're not doing something as well as you thought you were. But I think it's important to listen. When I receive feedback, I always think of my students. I think that whatever I can do to be a better teacher for them is worth trying. I really love having the two of you in here. It means a lot to hear your feedback and be able to grow as a teacher. I don't think I could do it without either one of you, and I appreciate it so much. I really mean that.
You are doing such a great job.
Gosh, so you use the word some. Beautiful. I love how you kept trying.
Wait,
and you
I
didn't
didn't
give
kiss
up.
my
That was
brain.
beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. Kiss your brain.
For more resources related to ELL instruction, please visit colorincolorado.org. This Colorin Colorado video was made possible by the AFT.